Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakan Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopefully elect. All right, and we'll probably entitle this "This Place Is Crumbling" or something to that effect. I may entitle it "The Worms Are Cast Under Thee," and I'm gonna get this scripture, Isaiah 14:11. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. All right, and this represents the decay of Babylon the Great. You know, this place, Babylon the Great, is decaying. You know, let me just get this real quick. I'm so used to looking at my sword app. Okay. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. So Ramah, maggot or worm, as cause and sign of decay. Okay? All right? As cause and sign of decay. And then this one is Thawalai. Yeah, Thawalai. Worm, scarlet stuff, crimson, worm, female, caucus, Illysius, worms, maggot. So basically, decay, man. Decay. Okay. Those which devour plants. Okay, anyway. Yeah, so this place is crumbling, man. This place is falling apart. Like Apostle Tahar was going into, which this video was inspired by Apostle Tahar's video about the Black Plague, in which he stated, you know, there was an article he was reading basically. It said Los Angeles is on the verge of becoming a third world state, and he was like, it already is, you know, due to the homeless situation and it being out of control. And then he said this place is crumbling, you know, basically this place is falling apart, and it sparked that inspiration of, you know, the worms are spread under thee, you know. And this is talking about Esau, Edom's rulership, and it just brought to mind, you know, how there was this sinkhole that opened up recently. Here in Pittsburgh, a sinkhole opened up due to the heavy rains, and it just reminded me of how this place is crumbling. You know, actually, on top of that, the other day it was raining pretty heavily, which it really wasn't that heavy of a rain, but you know, it was raining, and main water mains and things of that nature burst in the area, you know, and they had to shut down. You know, I was out and about. Actually, yesterday I was out and about doing some deliveries, and for 2-3 days before this happened, there was water coming out at the end of my street, and then you know, they blocked off those areas and they worked on them. You know, it didn't take them that long to fix mine or whatever, but the water was off for like a day or like most of the day. But yeah, man, you know, this place is crumbling and falling apart. You know, I had to dig all into the ground and fix the hole and patch up the ground again and put the little tar stuff in there. You know, this place is decaying and crumbling, man. This place is, look at this, man. Look at this sinkhole. Salaki. Let me open it. Open the image in a new tab. Can't really get a bigger image of it, but as you can see, man, it don't look too nice for America, man. And as you can see, some of these other ones are older, you know, older collapses that happen, you know. This, it looks like, still got water in it, you know. This place is crumbling, but let's just read some more of Isaiah 14:11. Well, more than likely be a quick lesson. It's Isaiah 14, not verse 11, but we'll start above that. Because this is end time prophecy here. Isaiah 14, and let me see where to start. Isaiah 14:4. Actually, Isaiah 14:3. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start at 1, man. Isaiah 14:1. For Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. Now, if you notice, let's zoom in. Salaki, I had it zoomed out. Now, if you notice right here, this is a colon. A colon indicates a break in the statement. Okay. All right. So, break in the statement. Boom. And the stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. All right, boom. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives. As you can see, there's a lot of these different colons here breaking up this statement. You know, because the strangers that are going to be joined unto us are the Israelite foreigners. Okay, because they became strangers through their deeds, through their actions. You know, through worshiping other deities and forgetting their heritage, they became strange unto the Most High. And so those are the ones that'll be joined unto us. But we're not going to possess our own people, because in the kingdom, all of Israel shall be righteous. Okay, none of the children of Israel are going to be slaves, man. Okay, we're all going to be righteous. You know, you other nations are going to be slaves. So when it talks about the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them. See, there's a break in that statement. We're going to take the Israelite foreigners to our place. Cool. Moving on, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. So this is two different situations. The Israelite foreigners is going to come back and be joined with the house of Israel that know that they are the house of Israel, and you Edomites and you other nations that had us in captivity, that were our oppressors. We're gonna, hey, look, it says, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were. We're not captives to other Israelites. We're captives to you other nations. Okay. And they shall rule over their oppressors. So it lets you know right there that something, something is different. The ones that'll be joined with us and that'll cleave to us are our people who forgot their heritage. All right. Continuing, verse 3, and it shall come to pass in the day that Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, how hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. Yeah, the king of Babylon, man. Because the new Babylon is America, Babylon the Great, man. That's the new Babylon, okay? So when it talks about the king of Babylon, it's talking about Edom. And this is also, some of these things are going to happen to Babylon. Thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. This is the golden city, America, Babylon the Great. The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. Because when you Edomites, you so-called white people, begin to be persecuted through the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, nobody gonna be trying to save you, man. Nobody's gonna run to your aid. Oh, save the precious white man. No. You Edomites, because you're not white. White means pure, good, righteous, full of light. You motherfuckers are anything but pure, man. Continuing on. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger, is persecuted, and none hindereth. Ain't nobody gonna stop it. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. So the whole earth is gonna be quiet and at rest and break forth into singing when you are done. When you're Salaki, somebody's outside making some noise and kind of distracting me. When you are stopped from your oppressing, see how is the oppressor ceased? The whole earth is going to be at rest when you Edomites, you so-called white people, are stopped from your tyranny, man. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us. All right. So this is talking about not only real trees, but actually men, And I can get a precept. The thorn said unto the cedar. Second Chronicles 25:18. And Joash the king of Israel sent to Amaziah king of Judah, saying, the thistle that was in Lebanon sent to the cedar that was in Lebanon, saying, give thy daughter to my son to wife. And there passed by a wild beast that was in Lebanon and trode down the thistle. So this was code. This was hip talk that was being spoken of two men: the thorn that was in Lebanon, the thistle that was in Lebanon, and the cedar that was in Lebanon. So this is actually talking about the men. You know, the men. Of course, the planet and the earth is going to rejoice because you cut down all the foliage and the life and all that. But the cedars of Lebanon and the fir trees, this is talking about different nations rejoicing that you Edomites are not going to be in rulership anymore, man. From all the oppression that you rule the earth with, man. Saying, since thou art laid down, no feller has come up against us. Salaki. So basically saying, since the Edomites have been taken out of power, nobody is killing us up anymore. You know, no feller has come up against us. All right, let me get that word, feller. Isaiah 14:8. Salakia, bear with me. Isaiah 14:8. Is this Karath? Yeah, Karath. To cut off a body part, to cut out, to eliminate, to kill. You see, the murderers, man, the murderers of the whole earth. To cut off a body part, to behead. You know. So the people, the murderers, you know, the people who kill. You know, to cut off as part of a garment. You know, so the murderers are not going to be upon the earth. No fellers come up against us. No murderers. Hell from beneath. Let's see this word hell. It says shawa'ah. Or shawa'ah. The grave, the hell pit, the underworld. And this is also hip talk. I'm going to prove that just by reading it real quick. Okay. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. So what does hell have to do with raising up, you know, the idea of hell that you Christians have, a fiery place of, you know, whatever underneath the ground where you burn for eternity? What that got to do with all the kings of the nations? It's just showing you that hell, first of all, hell doesn't exist in the way that you think it is. Hell is a condition, you know. Hell represents the grave. You see, one of the words that was there in Shawa'al or Shawal is a grave, the pit. You know, a low condition. So let's see how the grave, you know, ties in real quick. Like you. Proverbs 21:16. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. So those who do not have these laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, do not have the understanding of the Most High, they're the congregation of the dead. So this is where it goes into that the grave stirring up, you know, hell from beneath, or the grave stirring up these chief of the nations, raised up from their thrones, all the kings of the nation. And they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, meaning thy pride. Let me show you that here. Might as well just read it here. gods. Awan, Awan, your exaltation, your majesty, your pride, your pride, your arrogance in a bad sense. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, to the pit, brought down to a low condition, you know? See? Righteous not abandoned to a place of no return without praise of the Most High, of extreme degradation in sin, a low place. See? Of extreme degradation in sin. And that word degradation is to mean, matter of fact, that word degradation means being brought down low. See? The condition or process of degrading or being degraded, abasement, humiliation, loss of self-respect, loss of pride. When you talk about let's get abasement. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go back because I missed something. The wearing down of rock by disintegration. So wearing something down to a low estate. The action or fact of abasing or being abased. And what's a part of that word abase? Base, B-A-S-E. The base is the bottom. Okay, lowering. You see? So it even tells you as a part of one of the definitions that it's a low estate, being degraded, being so detestable and being degraded and being, in a low place. It says extreme degradation in sin, but it's just showing you also that this can represent a spiritual condition of being degraded, of being in a low condition. So let's continue. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave. Thy pomp is degraded. Your pride is brought to a low estate, and the noise of thy viols, the noise of your music, is also brought down. The worm, as we already went into this definition, the worm as a sign of decay is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee, which the worms goes back to like maggots, which maggots eat things. They just they eat things and they break them down to nothingness. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations? Okay, now when you talk about this Lucifer, son of the morning, this is talking about a man. Let's continue. I'm going to prove that through this scripture, through this chapter. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. Because you want to be like the Most High, and you also put yourself over the children of Israel. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. You try to do that through your technology, you Edomites, you so-called white people. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, brought to a low condition, to the sides of the pit. Let's see what the pit says. Bawar, the pit, the well, the cistern. Pits and wells and cisterns are what? They're deep. Okay, it's particularly wells and pits are very deep. The dungeon, you see, they're very deep. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake the kingdoms? Why is it talking about a man? Ayash, a man, a male, a human being. None of these refer to a spiritual demon, Satan. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? Look at that word, shake. Rayash, shake, quake, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities that thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners. This is talking about a literal man, okay? All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, every one in his own house, but thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden underfoot. So let's just see, and then it goes down on further to show you this is talking about, Hey, yeah, matter of fact, we're going to keep going on. Prepare slaughter for his children. A matter of fact, I'm going to keep going with verse 20, Salakia. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial. You're not going to get an honorable death and an honorable burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. Prepare slaughter for his children, for his children. Satan ain't got no children. Angels don't have sex. Angels don't have sex, I don't want to deviate too far. I'm just going to get this quick scripture. Well, Matthew 22 and 30. For in the resurrection they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are as the angels of the Most High in heaven. Angels don't marry. They don't have sex, okay? And the consummation of marriage is what? Sex, okay? They don't marry, okay? So this is not talking about the spiritual demon Satan. It's talking about men. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, saith Yahweh of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and the remnant and the son and nephew, saith Yahweh. I will also make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom, which is a broom, of destruction, saith Yahweh of hosts. Okay? So the bittern, porcupine, hedgehog, animals, basically Babylon is not going to be inhabited by man. When it's all said and done. Because a lot of people, these Christians will read that and say, that's talking about Babylon. That's not talking about America. Let's get this then. Let's get this so we can show you, because the place where Babylon used to be is inhabited. But this Babylon is speaking about will not be inhabited. Yeah, there we go. You know what I want Google? You know what I want Google? Revelation 18 and 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, is fallen. Let me see if there's a little bit more. Revelation 18 and 1. After these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. This is end time prophecy, man. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Okay? So this is what's, let me see here. See if I can. Jeremiah 15, 50 and 13. Let's see, I want to start. Might want to start up above that. All right, Jeremiah 50 and 3, I'll start it. For out of the, damn man, 50 and 1, Salakia, amen. The Spirit, hey, Lord willing, I'll be through with this lesson in a little bit. Jeremiah 50 and 1. The word that Yahweh spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. Now, this is a future reference. This is a future prophecy, man, because the modern day Chaldeans and Babylonians are Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Okay. Declare ye among the nations and publish and set up a standard. Publish and conceal not. Say, Babylon is taken. Bel is confounded. Medarach is broken in pieces. Her idols are confounded. Her images are broken in pieces. For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast. Let's see. Where was ancient Babylon located? So ancient Babylon is Iraq, modern day Iraq. People live there, don't they? So what does this say? Declare ye among the nations and publish and set up a standard. No matter of fact, verse 3, Jeremiah 50 and 3, for out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast. In those days and in that time, saith Yahweh, the children of Israel shall come, they and the children of Judah together, going and weeping, they shall go and seek Yahweh their power, and they shall ask the way to Zion with their faces thitherward, saying, Come, let us join ourselves to the Most High in a perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten, the new covenant. Okay, my people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. Let's remove that. Let's keep going. All that found them have devoured them, and their adversaries said, We offend not, because they have sinned against their power. And that's what they say, man. The habitation of justice, even Yahweh, the hope of their fathers. And you know that's why we've been spoiled by the nations, because we forsook Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. Verse 8, remove out of the midst of Babylon and go forth out of the land of the Chaldeans, and be as the he-goats before the flocks. For lo, I will raise up and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. All the missiles gonna get shot. And Chaldea shall be a spoil. All that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith Yahweh. Okay, let's see here. Your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. Because of the wrath of Yahweh, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues. People live in ancient Babylon. We just looked it up. It was Iraq. The ruins of Mesopotamia lie in modern day Iraq, where people live, south of Baghdad. You see? This is talking about the whole land being desolate, man. You know? Nope. Continue. All right. Astonish and hiss at all her plagues. Let's see here. And I guess the last thing I'll give you is this. Last thing I'll give you is this right here. Where is this dang thing? Lucky. Second Peter 2:6. Second Peter 2. All right. Second Peter 2 in verse. Yes, I started 1, but there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privily shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Lord that bought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction. And many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. And through covetousness they shall with feigned words make merchandise of you, whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not, and their damnation slumbereth not. For if the Most High spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell, and delivered them in the chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment. So these angels is not talking about physical, spiritual angels, because the angels cannot break the Lord's commands. I'm not going to go all into that. These angels are talking about the spirits of the elect, of the sons of the Most High, that were cast down from their first estate, man, and delivered into these bodies, man, because we were all spirits at one point in time, and those spirits were put into bodies, man. you know. But that's that's above that's above a lot of our pay grades, man. Why the Most High decided to take spirits and put them inside of bodies. I'm not gonna, hey, what the Most High decided to do. Anyway, continuing on. And he spared not the old world, but saved Noah, the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly, and delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. You know, for that righteous man dwelling among them, and seeing and hearing, vexed his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds. For Yahweh know how to deliver the godly out of temptations, and to preserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished. And I brought that out because it says here, Salakia, because it's going to be the same way for Babylon, man. And this should be the last scripture. Luke 17 and 28. Actually, I'll start at 26. And as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man when Yahweh Shah comes back. They did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage until the day that Noah entered the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all. Likewise, also, because the Most High is not going to destroy the earth with water again, so what's going to happen this time? It just said that Sodom and Gomorrah was an example to them who afterwards shall live ungodly. Behold, with fire he come with his fire, and his chariots like a whirlwind, man. This place is going to be destroyed with fire. This damn thing don't never want to freaking give me what I need, bro. Damn it. Yeah. That's right. Isaiah 65. I believe in 5. Is it 65? Must not be 65. Nah, it ain't. 66. And 66, Isaiah 66 and 15. For behold, the Most High will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh. And when it says plead, it means he's going to kill a lot of people. For see, it explains itself right here. For the slain of the Lord shall be many. Okay? So he's going to come back with fire to destroy, just like Sodom and Gomorrah. Sodom and Gomorrah was an example of those who afterwards should live ungodly. So now let me go ahead and finish my, other precept to kind of bring it full circle to show you this place is going to be destroyed. It's going to be burnt up just like Sodom and Gomorrah. And when you look at Sodom and Gomorrah, it's not inhabited. Okay, that nobody lives there at all. And it's going to be likewise for Babylon. Okay, it ain't going to be somebody over here in the corner and over here. No, man. People going to pass by and be like, damn, that place got fucked up. It ain't going to be no big ass buildings and shit like them ruins over there. No, that shit's gonna get burnt the fuck up, man. Just like Sodom and Gomorrah was burnt the fuck up. And you could barely make out buildings. Barely. You be kind of looking like, this looks like it could have been a building. That's how it's gonna be, man. All these things are gonna be dissolved. Okay, there's so many precepts on this. I'll be here for an hour, man. For another hour. Luke 17 and 28. Because like I said, he won't come with floods. He's gonna come with fire this time. Likewise, also as it was in the days of Lot, they did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they builded. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. Even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. You know? Remember Lot's wife, So don't look back. But yeah, man. This place is gonna be, matter of fact, let me get this last one. Second Peter 3. And 9, the Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. But the day of Yahweh will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. The works that are therein shall be burned up. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? And there's so many things to cover, like how the whole earth is not going to be destroyed. I'm not going to go into that. The whole earth is not going to be destroyed. There are still going to be people here. After this fire comes down, there are going to be people in different areas. The Babylon the Great and Israel will be burned up, and all the works therein will be destroyed. Buildings and such, Let's just get how you spell it. And when you look at biblical Sodom and Gomorrah, the place that they found, this don't look nothing like them ruins in Babylon, man. This is an example of what's going to happen to this Babylon that it's talking about. It's not going to be formed up buildings and shit like you see here, Salakia. I don't want to click on it. Let's click on these images. I want to see these ruins, man. It's not going to be this, man. Okay? Is this a real picture or is this a drawing? Looks like it might be a drawing. Where's the ruins? Okay. But you can still kind of see these, like bricks. What does this say? Yeah. Okay. See, yeah. See, there we go. It ain't gonna be nothing like this, man. The ruins of the ancient city of Babylon are no. Nope. This is more like it right here, man. You see? This is more like I just had to make sure there wasn't a drawing, that there's actually standing ruins. Like I knew there was, but hey. So yeah, man, it's gonna be more like this, man. This new Babylon that it's talking about. This ain't happened to ancient Babylon. This is where Sodom and Gomorrah once laid. I don't know what this is supposed to be. They say this is it, but actually, when you go up here, this is more like it because of the burning sulfur in this location. And there's a book, not a book. There's a movie you can watch. You know what I mean? Just to let you know. They go through and they find the sulfur rocks on the ground and they test them, and they're like some extremely high purity sulfur that's not found anywhere else in nature. Just kind of corroborating or just showing you, proving, through physical evidence that the Most High did rain down fire and brimstone. And of course, all these pictures ain't gonna line up. But when you go to the video, this video here, I think, no, this is a better one. If I'm not mistaken. Go to Sodom and Gomorrah. And you can see this is sulfur that they lit that was just sitting on the ground. Look at this place, man. Look at this place, man. Desolate. Them damn ruins over there, man. This is fully formed buildings. Look at this shit. And this is how it is gonna be. This is how it's gonna be in Babylon, man. You gonna be like, I think there was a building, but it kind of looked like a rock. What's this? Is that what is that? It kind of looked like it got angles to it, but I think that was a city. Not gonna be worse than this, man. Because this was fire and brimstone, man. It's gonna be nuclear missiles coming to blast this place, America, man. But I've carried on this lesson long enough, And this is that sulfur that's found out there on the ground from the fire and brimstone, you know. That was it's like 76 pure salt, 76% pure sulfur, man. All honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Harakah Kodash. Look at it, just crumbling, man. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect. With that, I'm going to say Shalom and Abba Abba, man. Place is going to be destroyed, completely disintegrated, man. Shalom.